Yeah, Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9 hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep, go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar.
I don't know what the hell going on. All right. I'm on a little bit of a lag. All right. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right. Show's going to go on. All right. There we go. All right. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I don't know what the hell going on with this. It must be apocalypse. I don't know what's going on. I ain't never had this bad of a lag. Never. But we gonna get through it, y'all. We gonna get through it. It's your man, Walk back in the building. Here we are, episode, was it 466? Yeah, 466. Man, I be doing so many damn episodes, you forget. But regardless, I appreciate y'all. My night owls, what's going on? We here, we live, we talking sports. But yo, did you all have a great weekend? First of all, did everybody come back with all 10 toes and fingers? All right. Did it? All right. We were supposed to make a promise to each other there. We come back Monday, 4th of July weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm pretty sure people was, busting off fireworks. Wow, that sounded crazy. Shooting off fireworks all weekend. So if you did, count your toes, count your fingers. If you got all 10 toes, all 10 fingers, successful 4th of July. All right. No JPPs. Damn. JPP ain't gonna never hear that down, right? For the rest of his life. Yeah. Anyway, regardless, hope you had a safe, fun Independence Day weekend. All right. Hope everybody's okay, doing all right. Some lot of sports that went down. But look, y'all. Man, we are getting closer to training camp. I'm excited. I know y'all are. These are the dog days of sports. All right. And you look at, obviously, NBA is doing a lot of things with free agency trades and situations like that. I had the first ever 17 trade go down, got approved over the weekend. We didn't hear about Giannis getting traded. I'm still waiting to hear. And I don't think he stays in Milwaukee. But we talked about that last week. But today's a new Monday, new week, new show. You see the headlines. Cris Carter, he said a couple of things about Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson. Asante Samuel kind of said a couple of things. And I just want to I saw the conversation. I'm like, whoa, Asante. Whoa, Asante. All right. Speaking of Cris Carter, he went to Ohio State. Got a little clip, and I'll show you what made me bring up this debate that I think it should be an open conversation. Who's wide receiver you? Is it Alabama? Alabama Crimson Tide, they didn't put out a lot of good quality wide receivers throughout the NFL. All right. Is it LSU? You know, they got it. They can make a claim to wide receiver U. They got a lot of names that came out of wearing the purple and gold that made it to the NFL. Or is it Ohio State, Cris Carter's alma mater? I mean, look what they've been doing. They got some dogs that they've been putting out. College football, making it to the NFL. So we'll have that debate later on, but I want to start right here. All right. Because I think of, you know, sports psychology, you know. A little known fact, guys. Obviously, I'm a man of many talents, you know. Literally, I got many talents. I'm not a master at none of them, but I got a lot of talents. All right. Well, I mastered one, and that's for another conversation for another day, and not this platform. But my point is you know, I've been very fascinated with psychology. Went to school, took some classes in high school, took a couple in college. I should have stuck with psychology because one of my favorite things to do is people watching and just being curious of the human thought process, what people thinking, what made them do what they did. You know, psych. I love it. It's fascinating, you know, realm of reality for me. Just trying to understand people's thought process, behaviors, things like that. Why people do what they do, and you know, all of that in the brain. I'm a big psych guy. I like it. And one thing that gets underrated in sports, and I don't think it's, in my opinion, I think it should get more conversation, because now we're talking about not only in everyday life, we're talking about mental health, you know, mental wellness. That plays a part in people's psychology, right? And I think it's a very underrated part of sports that should get more attention. One, not only understand the psyche of some of these athletes, maybe we can, you know, do some type of study and understand, you know, in certain situations, what makes them fight or flight, you know, makes them kick in that survival of the fittest instinct, do what you got to do. For instance, even something that's just having fun. All right. Saw this clip right here from other podcasts that I do with my man Chris Carter, Arrowhead Chief Podcast. For all you Chiefs fans, tap in with us every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. But he brought this up, and then later on, it was confirmed by the man himself, and I'll go through the clip and I'll explain it to you. But here's what we're talking about right here.
So, and I think this year, definitely Mahomes wants to change that. I think that feeds him. I think he hears the outside noise. He does. He does. And that's why. I talked about this last week, Mar, about them not having fun like they used to. And I just think that at the top of the list, I think Mahomes he hasn't had fun the last 2 years. I think he's frustrated. I think he's irritated. You know, I barely see him out there having like real fun where he's running around, you know, talking and laughing and joking, whatever. Like, I don't see that. It's just like, it's very like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
put my tape on.
Yeah.
State Farm is a key to success as an adult, as a company, as an entity in a lot of different ways. What is one specific key to success for your Chiefs this year?
I think it's just us having fun again. I mean, it's always been fun playing on the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's what makes it special. And I feel like last year, I don't want to say it was pressure, but guys wanted to go out there and win every single week, not for the fun of the game, just because we're supposed to. Let's go out there and have fun. I mean, the wins will come if we play the way that we know we can play. We have the talent, we have the coaches, we work harder than anybody in the NFL. So let's go out there and have fun and let the results handle themselves.
I just wanted to hear that my man Chris got one of the bangest soundtracks to his podcast. You know, I might be a little bit biased, but he's up there. But look, the main point of reason why I played that clip is because you even hear it from one of the greats in the sport today in NFL, Patrick Mahomes. And it seems so simple. Well, let's just have fun. But really think about it. So they're going through back-to-back championships, trying to go through the three-peat history. All right. You heard what he said right there. Cats was trying to feel like they had to win every game. And I think that plays into people's psyche. So when you got that amount of pressure, history, you need the three-peat, people saying this, people saying that, takes the fun away. Maybe if they wasn't so pent up, had a little bit more fun, maybe they win that third championship. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they win that. What's going on, Jen? How are you doing, Jen? Hello to the chat. How are you? Hope you're having a great evening, Jen. Hope all is well. Appreciate you for stopping by. You know what it is. Welcome to I.O.W. But when you have certain things like that, as simple as saying, hey, let's just have fun and try to ease the pressure off, I think that means something. And just right here, you hear like you hear a guy like Patrick Mahomes says something like that. It made me think about this subject. Like, what are some of these athletes going through in their head that, can affect a win or a loss, can affect a, extended contract or looking for a new contract? What can affect a, getting drafted here instead of drafted there? What can affect this and that? Are there certain things about athlete psyche that play a part in this? I think so. All and forgive me, folks, all of this is all hypothesis, educated guess. All right, all educated guess. All right. I'm no expert, never claimed to be. I'm a true fan of sports. I'm a content creator. All right. I'm not trying to be an expert or a psychologist. That's not my lane. All right. But I'm just saying I'm looking at things from this point of view and how it plays in the sports. For instance, right now, one of the biggest things that I've been seeing, especially in the world of tennis, Naomi Osaka was good. She's done it. Just the head game, pressure. Naomi Osaka, she's done, she's taken a step away from being a pro tennis player because, hey, she felt like she needed to get her head right. And, hey, that's fair. That's fair. Markelle Fultz. We remember Markelle Fultz, right? High draft pick, Philadelphia 76ers. He was supposed to be part of the, what was that? The whole trust the process in Philly. All right. It didn't work out. A lot of pressure that was on that young man. He was drafted very high, along with Joel Embiid. And to be honest, now that I think about it, is that pressure weighing in on Joel Embiid? He can't stay healthy. What's attributing to that? Huh? Is it something mental? Saying, hey, man, you put a lot of pressure on me. You want me to rebuild or be the face of a franchise and be the face of this whole trusted process scheme that you cooked up, and, we ain't got the pieces for it. We ain't got the team. We ain't got the coaches. It's just me. That's a lot of weight. Is that contributing to why Joel Embiid can't stay healthy? Because let's be honest, our body is all connected to a lot of things. Achilles is connected to the calf. You know what I'm saying? The brain is pretty much it's the brain of the body, but you kill the brain, you kill the heart, you die instantly. That's how important, how so much is connected to your body and all that stuff. So what I'm saying is that playing a part in Joel Embiid not being able to stay healthy? the weight of the pressure that's weighing on him mentally, and is in turn making him physically just like can't do it. I don't know. I don't know. But one thing I do know is you know, you hear that saying it's 10% physical, 90% mental. A lot of people say that in the world of sports. It's all mental. So I think sports psychology is something that should get studied on a more day-to-day basis, because sports is integrated in our lives on a day-to-day basis. It's almost a fabric of our lives. When we're sad, we go to sports. When we're happy, we want to go to sports. You know, you need to pick me up. Remember 9/11 was the first thing that kind of got people back into the normal routine, baseball and football. That was going on around that time. It kind of helped people ease back into their normal routines because you felt normal because sports was going on. You know what really sucked for COVID? At the very beginning, you ain't had nothing going on. No sports. Nothing. Everything was shut down and trying to figure out how to do it, how to keep people safe and healthy. And it was a mess, right? It was a mess. But throughout COVID, once you know, all right, there you go. Once you got pretty much an idea of what this COVID situation was, then you start seeing the sports entities started. All right, now we know what to do. Let's take these certain precautions and measures and let's get back to sports. Sports matters. All right, people can say what they want, but it's part of our everyday existence. It's part of our fabric as human beings. I mean, when you also look at certain things like fights, you know, you can physically look at one guy, but like, oh, he's going to kick his ass. He got 20 pounds on him. His muscles is bulging out bigger than his. He looked like a brick wall, and this guy looked like a noodle. Yeah, sometimes I've seen a noodle kick a brick wall's ass because he outsmarted him. He wasn't physically bigger, you know, wasn't more physically intimidating than another guy. But he was smarter than him. All right. There's a lot of times that more times than not, brain will outdo brawn. More times than not. All right. More times than not. So when you look at these things, even when you've seen players in the NFL or the NBA who have had long careers, 18, 19, 20, you know, plus years of having a long career, and you're like, man, how does this guy do it? His body is wearing down, but yet this guy is still playing at an elite level. Because more times than not, the guy's smarter than the majority of cats in the room. All right. He knows where to be. He knows the right spot to be. He's already outsmarted you. He knows exactly what you're going to do. That's when you take in the film study and trying to prepare for your opponent on all types of levels. If you physically can't do it, but if I can mentally beat you, damn it, I'm still in the game. I'm still in the fight. I'm still in the war. I'm still here. As long as I can continue to outsmart you, it's going to make it harder for you to get rid of me. Yeah. So when you look at sports psychology, even down to just trying to mentally to yourself, trying to psych yourself up. One of the greatest persons that's good at psyching themselves up, some of the greats, Michael Jordan. You know, let me make up something that in my head that'll you know, get me motivated, so I can get ready to dominate, beat this person down, win. Another one, I don't like the guy, Tom Brady. Tom Brady was a big guy on sports psychology. Don't believe me?
Period of time, but I could count on one hand, maybe Peyton.
Let me start this over. Hey man, they be playing.
Manning and I love.
They be playing with me now. All right,
Peyton. Maybe I've had dinner.
Man, let's go. All right.
With with there wasn't a lot of smiley faces with Michael Jordan. There weren't a lot of smiley faces with Kobe Bryant. There weren't a lot of smiley faces with Tiger Woods, right? Tiger wasn't trying to be friends with anybody. Tiger had no friends. I don't know how you can want to crush the competition, because they are your competition, but then to like have dinner with them the next night. Yep. Now, I had a few friends, like, because maybe it was a long period of time, but I could count on one hand, maybe Peyton Manning and I love Peyton. Maybe I've had dinner with him twice in 23 years. And it's not because I don't love him. I really do.
Twice in 20 years.
Probably. You know, our competition was always like, I looked up to him so much. I admired Peyton Manning. Like, I loved his game. I loved everything he did. But if we wanted to get where we wanted to go, we had to get through them. So I had to create something different in my mind. He couldn't be my friend.
He said I had to create it. A friend. I had to turn him to an enemy so I can beat him. If that isn't sports psychology, I don't know what it is. Don't like Tom Brady, but damn it, I can understand that shit right there. Literally had to create in his mind that damn it, I can't talk. We only had dinner twice in 20 years. That's crazy. Because for some reason, I think a lot of people think, hey, man, y'all some of the GOATs in your sport, man, y'all definitely got to be friends. And nah, ain't friends. We friends, but we ain't friends. I think that matters in sports psychology, especially when you hear Tom Brady say something like that he forced himself to create something mentally, to mentally wire his brain to say, I can't be friends with that guy, even though I am, but I can't be friends with that guy because he's in the way of my destiny. His destiny was to become a champion. He became one 6 times in the AFC. And a lot of those times, Tom Brady had to get through Peyton. Yeah, we friends, but damn it, you in the way. You in the way. I can't look at you as a friend right now. Because people understand that when you see people at a certain way, you tend to do things differently. And what I mean by that is, if you're on the court and you're so buddy-buddy with a guy, you're mentally are going to get off the gas pedal. You're not going to go so hard. Me personally, nah, I don't care if you friend. I don't care if you family. Hell, man, hey, when I used to play football and baseball, I didn't care about our relationship off the field. I'm really caring about only thing on the field. Ain't no friends on the baseball diamond or when I was going against people. Ain't no friends on the football field when I was going against the homies. Trying to bust your ass. Pause. Ooh, super pause. Oh wow. I'm trying to win. And I know a lot of people, they you know, kind of get confused and you know, shout out to my man Booker T. He says this all the time, man. When it comes to championships, ain't no friendships. Ain't no friendships. When it comes to checks and championships, ain't no friendships. And sounds so simple, but it to me, it's resounding. It's literally just saying, hey, man, if you have a goal, especially in a sport that you want to become a champion, you ain't got no time to be buddy and kiki and kakai and chopping it up and having, you know, no. It's got to be, we got to have a little, you know, I got to have a little incentive, little something mentally to try to get the edge over you. You know, I hear the stories of all the time, man, people are talking trash on the court. You know, they say Kobe Bryant was the biggest trash talker, but he be like, hey, man, get your ass back in the gym and with that broke ass jumper. You know, they say Michael Jordan was a big trash talker. He used to call motherfuckers bitches and pussies. I mean, it's disrespectful. I'm like, hey, man, you might want to chill out, dog. But he's trying to get into people's head. Psychology. See, there's one thing about psychology that can get you the edge over anything. If you get into somebody's brain, take them off their normal behavior, their normal thought process, you got them. You got them. You got them beat. Get them out their character. get him out there, usual, got him beat. So when I think about sports psychology and as the overall grand scheme of things, man, it's very important. Tiger Woods, for example, when Tiger Woods was in his prime, y'all remember the stories, man. Sunday, you know what he was wearing. You knew what he was wearing. He was gonna come out there, the black slacks, all right, the black shoes, the black cap. He's gonna have on that red polo. Oh man, he's gonna rock that red polo. And because he knew that when Muff see this outfit on, they knew what time it was. Like, I hear the story about Tiger Woods all the time, how cats would see him come out the clubhouse wearing that outfit, the kill him outfit. That's what I would call it. This is I'm gonna take your head off outfit. When Tiger Woods would come out to them greens and wear that red polo, black accessories, everything black, just red polo. You know what time it was? Who was at the top of the leaderboard? Man, you better hope you can hang on to that damn leaderboard. Because psychology, psych-wise, mentally, you're like, oh, man, Tiger Woods about to tee off. He's about to do something special. He's about to do something great. He's about to do something epic. I don't think my lead is big enough. So then you start panicking, and you start making mistakes, and then you help Tiger Woods catch you. Because not only is he playing better and catching up, but he's in your head so much that you're playing bad and you're losing your lead. Sports psychology. It's fascinating on how literally the brain is just so impactful to so many things that you do as a human being, and how if something can get up there and just kind of stop that circuit for a little bit, not physically, but just disrupt it, and can take you off your game and could be the difference between a win and a loss, more money or less money, or position in, wherever it might take you. You know what I'm saying? So I love studying the sports psychology of things, looking at things like that, how to get into people's heads through trash talk, or just, or just physical things. Like, for instance, Max Crosby, love his game. One of the biggest things that he loves to do as a pass rusher, he may not get the sack, but he's still going to touch your quarterback. I remember the episode on quarterbacks. He got into Patrick Mahomes' head. Mahomes would release the ball, but Max Crosby would still punch him and tag him, and it might not have added nothing, but it added to something in Mahomes' head, because he's like, "Hey man, stop, leave me alone, stop touching me." And just that alone says to Max Crosby, "Oh, I got you," because you're not thinking about completing this pass. You're not thinking about reading the coverage. You worried about me touching you and hitting you. It's a form of sports psychology. I love it, man. It literally it amazes me how much the brain can literally be manipulated, be overtaken by a voice, another person, or just in general, how amazing the mind is. And then when you add it to sports, like, come on, you can't tell me sports psychology isn't real. Look at this games where road teams, they're at opposing teams' basketball arena or football stadium, or they're on the road. And depending on the atmosphere, shit can really mess with a player. I'm off my game, man. It's so loud in here. Or, the stands is shaking. These Cameron crazies are going crazy. I mean, it's a madhouse. The fans are just going insane. Messes with your psyche. Now your game is off, and mistakes start happening, and then the crowd gets louder and louder, and then the pressure gets bigger and bigger. And the next thing you know, you look at the scoreboard, man, you got your ass kicked. I love sports. I love sports psychology. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a sport. It's a mindset. All right, and not to. I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way. But when you saw when or you heard the clip when Tom Brady said, you know, I wasn't into that being friends and stuff. There's a lot of old school cats that went that way, and not to poke fun at LeBron James. And this is not that type of conversation. I don't know. Does that play a certain, you know, a certain disadvantage to LeBron James? Because he's friends with a lot of his opponents. He does a lot of smiling on the court. Ain't nothing wrong to have fun. No. Yeah. What I'm saying is find what makes you happy while you're playing a sport. Some other cats, they found winning was fun. That was more enjoyable. I'm just saying is that when you look at cats who are always being friends with some of these cats that are supposed to be your opponents, man, I just, for me, psychologically, you know, you ain't got that killer instinct to take your friends down. Shit, I'm competitive as hell. Don't get me on a space table. Oh no, I'm being serious. I done lost friendships over space table because I'm talking shit. And I'm showing no mercy. I'm slamming cards on the table hard. Pow! Pick that book up. Talking to my partner. Oh, where you going? Yeah, you ain't got no space. You ain't cutting shit, little hoe. Oh, I'm talking shit. Cold cash shit. My granny tried to fight me one time because I was talking cold cash shit. I don't give a damn. Competitive. I want to win. As soon as the game over, I love you, granny. But on that space table, granny, I'm going to bust your head on the space table. Whoop your ass. So imagine how I am on real sports, especially video games. I don't show no mercy to my kids. Oh, no. You pick up them sticks and play Mad with me? Play 2K with me? Oh. Daddy, you ain't teaching me. Oh, it's hard knock. This is hard knock lesson. You gotta learn on your own. I learned on my own. My cousins used to whoop my ass on the first original PlayStation. Remember the gray PlayStation P1 came out? Oh yeah, I had to learn. You gotta take them ass whoopings. Builds character. Makes you stronger. Yeah. Sports psychology. I love it. Let's transition. Because I think sports psychology kind of plays into this as well. But Asante Samuel, great cornerback, right? Great cornerback. He got a podcast. Everybody got a podcast. You know. But he had this to say. All right. Because, you know, Chad Johnson, a friend of his, and Cris Carter. Cris Carter had said something, and I thought it was very interesting. So let's take a listen to what Asante Samuel had to say about Cris Carter and why he was so upset at Cris Carter.
Cris Carter trashes Chad Johnson's career after hearing Chad Johnson and Travis Hunter have a fun back and forth, going at it and talking. You know how Chad do, talking about he'll route Travis Hunter up, and Hunter talking about what do you do to him. You know, they was going back and forth. So Cris Carter decides to chime in after hearing these two go back and forth. Let's check it out.
Go back to points in Chad's career where, and definitely the point he was in New England, you had to go out there and tell him what to do because he couldn't get open to save his life. So I remember times he had an NFL uniform open that he couldn't get open against average guys.
Guys that were worse than that weren't near as good as Hunter.
There's nothing that pissed me off more than old guys who used to be able to do something. And when they recall what they did, they swear up and down that it was better than how they did it.
He's really starting to feel himself, you know what I mean, when he gets in front of these mics. Cris Carter must think he's a top 5 all-time wide receiver. That's who he believe he is. If he's talking like this, and especially coming at Chad Ocho Cinco. Yes, I think Cris Carter, he was great during his time. He was a hell of a route runner. He ran some hell of a routes, and he had some of the best hands in football. That's what he was known for, route running and having really good hands, right? But he is really beside himself coming for Chad Johnson. And he was nothing more than a possession receiver. That's all Cris Carter was, a possession receiver. A receiver that catches the ball and is immediately tackled. That's what a possession receiver is. They have no yak. Cris Carter is overrated. As a cornerback, understand what I'm saying. As a cornerback, what do I have to worry about covering a guy like Cris Carter? I'm not worried about him running past me. What Cris Carter did in his career wasn't anything special. Maybe above average, but it wasn't anything special. His highest yards per reception in his career was 13 yards. And then Randy Moss came and tied Cris Carter's career highs in receiving yards. Randy Moss came to that team and outshined Cris Carter. How does Cris Carter feel he has the right to come for Chad Johnson?
Damn, Asante didn't hold back. He didn't hold back. I only got one problem. with what Asante Samuel said. He tried to make it seem like Cris Carter wasn't nothing. He tried to make it seem like Cris Carter wasn't nothing special. He tried to make it seem like Cris Carter wasn't an all-time great. He may try to dwindle him down as just a possession receiver. Okay, that's fine. He's entitled to his own opinions. I just happen to strongly disagree with Asante Samuel. All right. I think Cris Carter was a hell of a wide receiver. All right. I think Cris Carter, shit. I mean, if we really being honest, the same things that he's talking about right here, he should have pretty much almost those same things to really say about Jerry Rice. You wouldn't really worry about Jerry Rice being a burner. But Jerry Rice is considered the GOAT, right? He's considered the GOAT, if not one of the GOATs at wide receiver. Is he not? If you ask me, Cris Carter and Jerry Rice's game are pretty similar. So what I'm saying is if Asante Samuel feels that way about Cris Carter, then he must feel the same way about Jerry Rice. Pretty similar careers. Only thing is Jerry Rice won a lot. Got a lot of Super Bowls. Had a badass quarterback in Joe Montana. Don't get me wrong. Cris Carter played with some hellified quarterbacks. Played with some real ones. You know? Randall Cunningham. That's a real one. All right? That's a real one. Played with Warren Moon. That's a real one. All right? Dante Culpepper had a little moment. Cool. But what I'm saying is that for Asante Samuel to sit here and try to make it seem like Cris Carter wasn't nothing is crazy. And I'm going to get to that in a second. And I just think there's just a little bit miscommunication with this whole situation, as in Cris Carter should understand that Chad Johnson is just being silly. That's what he's always done. He's always in that way, like, hey, man, Sanders all the time. Like, literally does that with primetime Deion Sanders all the time. So my main point is I think that Cris Carter should have read the room and understand that Chad Johnson he's a funny guy. He likes to have fun. He likes to be silly. All right. And I think he's kind of taking this a little bit overboard and trying to come at Chad. And I think that was kind of, weird for him to, take a moment that him and Travis Hunter were having and him to take it to that point. And, but if you're talking about wide receivers, talking about other wide receivers, I'm not saying that he's disqualified, but I'm looking at his resume and I'm like, yeah, Chris kind of nice. So that's why I disagree at where Asante Samuel isn't like, yo, bro, are you sure he wasn't that special? Are you sure he wasn't an all-time great? Like you say, because you trying to make it seem like he wasn't nothing. And I just think that's crazy. I just think that's crazy to me. For instance, let's look at it. All right. So Asante Samuel doesn't think that Chris great or wasn't not like that, in his words. All right. So here we are. All right. And I know you can't see that. I know y'all can't see that. I'm gonna back it up and we gonna conversate about it. All right. So when you look at right here, all right, in the NFL receptions career leaders, all right, let's just call a spade a spade. All right. I see Cris Carter's face up here. I don't see Chad Johnson's. And again, this is not a slight at Chad. This is me defending how great Cris Carter is and how Asante Samuel is trying to make it seem like Cris Carter wasn't like that. All right. So receptions. All right. We can look at receptions. All right. Let's start right there. Receptions. All right. My man, Cris Carter. Receptions. Obviously, Jerry Rice is the GOAT. He has 1,549. All right. 1,549 receptions. It's crazy. All right. Your man, Cris Carter, is 6 overall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's Larry Fitzgerald, Tony Gonzalez, Jason Witten, Marvin Harrison. So there's only literally 3 wide receivers that has caught more footballs than Cris Carter. You know who wasn't named? That's right. Wasn't Chad Johnson. All right. And not to shade Chad Johnson, but he only has 766 receptions. All right. Only 766. So he got some receptions, but he's nowhere near Chris. All right. Let's take it a step further. All right. When we talk about receiving yards, all right. I get it. Your man, Asante Samuel, was like, hey, he ain't no yak guy. Okay. Chad Johnson, very impressive career, 11,059 yards. 11,059 yards. All right. He may not be top 12, but Cris Carter is sitting 13th overall with 13,899 yards. All right. Still pretty elite company. All right. Let's get to touchdowns. That's career yardage. All right. So again, Chad Johnson, 11,059 to 13,899, almost 14,000. All right. We talk about touchdowns. We talk about the touchdowns. All right. My man, Chad Johnson has 67 touchdowns. Cris Carter has 130. All right. So in the 3 most important categories for a wide receiver in touchdowns, Cris Carter's top 4. He's top 15, top 4 in touchdowns, top 15 in receiving yards, top 6 in receptions. Now, I want to also put into context Cris Carter's career, 1987 to 2002. All right. Cris Carter played in a lot of that real bump and run. All right. If we're gonna have this conversation, Asante Samuel saying, "Oh, Cris Carter wasn't this, he wasn't that. He was only having 13 yards per reception." All right, well, let's put in the context of the type of defense that he was playing between 1987 and 2002. He was playing that real football when DBs used to beat you up. Used to beat you up down the whole sideline and not a flag in sight. Cris Carter did a lot of this damage in against the defenses where they were able to literally get away with everything. My point is put Cris Carter in this football right now. Say he was born 25 years back, all right? And he's playing in this football where the rules are so lopsided, where the emphasis is to get points. The emphasis is to throw the ball in there, get as much scoring, as much yards, and literally the NFL wants every offense to look like the Cincinnati Bengals. Just air that bitch out. Just air it out. You got a T. Higgins, got a Jamar Chase down there somewhere. Air it out. All right? And so you look at the rules, how they're set up. They're meant for explosive plays. They're meant for high scoring. They're meant for get a lot of yardage, move the football. That's the reason why you saw those rule changes, especially when it comes to illegal contact, pass interference, anything against the defense. It is so hard to play defensive back now than it was 15, 20 years ago. It's so incredible hard. So when you get a lockdown corner, like a Patrick Surtain too, you make sure you keep that man in your uniform and get all the prime years you can. Because it's rare to get a shutdown corner in a type of pretty much offense emphasized sports league. They want the offense to explode. They want all that scoring. They don't want no 7-0s, 7-3, 3-0 scores on no scoreboard, on no TV, and damn sure not on no prime time. That Super Bowl that they had with the Rams and the Patriots a few years ago, oh, deep down inside, they was like, man, this shit is whack. This shit is boring. But my main point is that for Asante Samuel to try to act like Cris Carter ain't got no say-so on what makes a great wide receiver or not, I kind of disagree with him. Cris Carter got the right to speak his truth on what makes a good or not wide receiver. Cris Carter had some of the best route runners in the history of the game. Toe tap, drag, swag, he had that. Couldn't nobody touch the sideline, tiptoe that sideline better than Cris Carter. Couldn't nobody have better hands than Cris Carter in his time. The man was a bad mama jamma. I just think it's real disingenuous, as I say that word wrong. I made up a word called Marism. It's disingenuous for Asante Samuel to try to act like Cris Carter wasn't like that just because he was a possession receiver. For any guy to put up those numbers that Cris Carter has in a type of very physical, rough defense that they were allowed to play at that point in time. And guess what? There's some guys that aren't catching him that are still playing right now, and they might not. There might be some that will, but right now, there's cats that are playing in this NFL that might not even catch Cris Carter's numbers. I just think that's real disingenuous to really think that Cris Carter wasn't like that, because he was. Cris Carter was like that. Love his story. Battled some demons, got kicked out of Philly, resurrected his career in Minnesota, turned into a Hall of Famer. I mean, look, I get it. Obviously, there was just a snippet of what Cris Carter had to say that Asante decided to talk about. We all do it on podcasts. When there's a point or a narrative that we want to drive home, you do nitpick certain clips, or and then you put in you don't take everything in the context. I'm just being honest. For those who wanted some fourth wall being broken right there, that's just the truth. ESPN, FS1, they all do it. We all do it as content creators, from the small markets like me all the way up to the big guys, because we're trying to prove a point. All right, we're trying to drive something home. And my point is right here is that Cris Carter did a lot of work, did a lot of damage in the NFL that wasn't meant for you to do it. It was meant to be a rough and rugged NFL, physical, beat you up. It wasn't meant to be a high scoring type of affair. That didn't happen until the last few years, when you see all these rules getting implemented about, defense and how the defensive backs are allowed to play these wide receivers. Just point blank. So I just think, wow, Asante. I get it. I'm with you if you're talking about Cris Carter. Come on, man. Like, Chad Johnson don't mean no harm. He's just being silly. And you took his moment and tried to make it something that wasn't. Because I think that's what that is. I think Cris Carter really did take a moment that's really nothing and tried to turn it into something, said his P's and Q's. Obviously, I think he was asked the question, and ran with it, said what he had to say. But I'm not going to sit here and agree with Asante trying to act like that Cris Carter can't have no say-so on what it takes to be a great wide receiver in the NFL. The guy got a golden jacket. Got a golden jacket. All right? I'm not going to sniff at that guy's credentials, especially the moment he damn sure put that golden jacket on. All right? And I respect Asante Samuel in his game, but hey, man, I just thought that was crazy. I thought overrated. Cris Carter was overrated. Yeah, that's kind of wild, bro. That's kind of wild to me. Very wild. Last topic. And this is an interesting one. And I'm gonna play the clip again. This is from me and my homie Chris Dow, Airhead Chief Podcast. For all you Chiefs fans on Tuesdays looking for something to watch. This conversation came up because we were talking about college football, and obviously with the college football 26 game pre-order being released last night on the 7th and officially released on the 10th. Yeah, man. This conversation popped up, so we're gonna talk about it, and I want y'all opinion on it.
He might be better, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Dog, I was listening, so obviously they put Ohio State on a lot of times. You know how in college football, a great player just leaves the program, they still ooh and ahhing about him. I didn't hear much about Marvin Harrison Jr. last year because there was a guy named Jeremiah Smith that was just like, Marvin who? Just saying.
Well, I mean, Ohio State, they churn out.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Amigo Boogie wasn't like he was some slouch over there. He was actually a baller, too.
I literally have said this before because a lot of people, they're like, oh, LSU, Bama, we put the wide receivers in the league. And I'm like, don't sleep on OSU. They got some dogs. They put some. Hey, it's like every year they put at least 3-4 dudes in the draft off wide receiver.
They got some dogs up there, man. I mean, and we don't even sleep on the other kid, Carnell Tate. Might be a first round pick.
That's what I'm saying. They at least going like 4 or 5 deep a team every year.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, they got a docuseries? Oh, I know, documentary. Oh, I need to check that out. And what's the name of it, Joe?
Yeah, put the name in the comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Jeremiah Smith, he's minimum, and he's a freshman, so he's still learning the nuances of the game.
Hey, I ain't even gonna cap, bros. Told you, that intros just as cool as mine, if not better. But look, me and my homie was talking about that, and it really got me to thinking. And hey, man, this is a free for all. I want everybody to jump in the comments and let me know what you think. And I was just really thinking about this off the top of my head. To me, it's 3 schools: it's Bama, LSU, and Ohio State. Are just the, literally to me, are just the ones that I really think of that are just like that. And as we were just talking about Cris Carter, He went to Ohio State, alma mater. All right. Just some of the notable wide receivers in NFL history. Obviously, Cris Carter, Hall of Famer. Joey Galloway. Y'all remember Joey Galloway? Terry Glenn. All right. David Boston. Y'all remember David Boston? Ted Ginn Jr. Y'all remember Teddy? All right. Fast as hell. Anthony Gonzalez. He played for the Colts. I think he got a Super Bowl. Michael Jenkins. All right. Michael Thomas, slant man, down in New Orleans. He's a Buckeye. Scary Terry. People forget about Scary Terry. I don't know how people forget about Scary Terry. Scary Terry's damn good. All right. He's a Buckeye. Seattle, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Buckeye. Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr., Buckeye. Chris Olave. All right. Garrett Wilson. Okay. And I'm pretty sure there's more and more that I'm leaving probably off the top of my head, because some of this stuff is just me going off the top of the head. All right. Of cats that went to Ohio State, whether current or past. It's a lot of dogs that wore that scarlet and gray that made it to the Shield. That's an impressive list right there of past and present. All right. Alabama's turn. All right. Marquise Mays. I don't know if y'all want to Cam Sims. Okay. Ozzie Newsome. That recognizable name. All right. Don Hudson. Recognizable name. All right, we're talking about legendary names right there between Don Hudson and Ozzie Newsome. All right, Jamison Williams. Hey, finally got healthy and gave Detroit a full year. You saw he took a tick up in his production. He's going to be dangerous, and his speed is crazy. All right, I know this is controversial. Henry Ruggs, you got to throw his name in there. He was fast as hell, made some great plays. The only problem is he took that same speed mentality off the field. Unfortunate. All right. Jerry Jeudy, still in the league. All right. Just got a big bag from Cleveland after getting traded there last year. All right. He's a Bama guy. Jalen Waddle, down in Miami. Okay. Devontae Smith, can't forget about Smitty in Philly. Calvin Ridley. All right, he's a Bama boy. Okay. Amari Cooper. All right. Julio Jones. Hey, that's an impressive list of some Bama dogs. All right. That's an impressive list of some Bama dogs. All right. Last and not least, LSU. All right. Obviously, Malik Neighbors comes off the top of their head. Brian Thomas Jr. All right. Terrace Marshall. You can throw his name in there. OBJ. Odell. All right. Jarvis Landry. Okay. DJ Chark. Okay. And obviously, these two names are ruling the NFL world right now. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Man, hey, some dogs. Hey, man, y'all let me know. Y'all jump in the comment. Who is wide receiver you in college? Who's that university that you know for a fact? Hey, man, I'm going to give me a wide receiver, man. I know what college to go to. There's at least 3 schools for sure that you can go get you a damn good wide receiver. For Bama, John Mechie, I forgot about him. If Mechie, starts getting into form and starts getting back to his normal self, I know we had the, medical scare. But I was glad to see that he got some PT last year with Houston. What if he gets back to his normal self? Throw his name on that list. I'm just saying, certain universities give you certain positions. Like if I know I need me a lineman, I need me a left guard, left tackle, I'm going to hit up Iowa, Wisconsin, Notre Dame. I'm gonna hit those schools up for offensive linemen. You know, I'm gonna hit them up. You know, if I know I need a linebacker, where I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go to Penn State. All right, them boys, Penn State University put out some linebackers. All right, they put out some linebackers. You feel me? All right. Running back. Who I'm gonna go to? Huh? I'm probably go to Georgia. Go give me a running back. Go look at the lineage of running backs came out of there. You talking about Herschel Walker, baby? Huh? Ty Gurley. We're talking about Nick Chubb. I mean, come on, Terrell Davis. All right. Yeah, come on, man. If I want a quarterback, who I'm gonna go to? Well, pick a team in the Big 12. Pick a team where there's no defense, there's a lot of football throwing. All right. You know what I'm saying? I just said certain schools produce certain positions. And these three schools, Alabama, LSU, and the Ohio State, man, hey, they produce wide receivers. All three of those schools. You know, you going in the draft, you need a wide receiver. Sometimes it's best to go to the factories. Just go ahead and get you one. Go ahead. Because Bama, the Ohio State, and LSU, they going to produce them for you. That's a for sure. That's a for sure right on. All right, y'all know what it is. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I really do. My night owls. Y'all know what it is. We got to get up out of here. All right. And we're going to come back tomorrow. Because y'all already know what tomorrow is. Taco Tuesday with me and Randy. Keeps the laughs going and act the fool cut up. You know how we get down on a Tuesday. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with us tomorrow night. You know, and we're just gonna make this you know, be here around 11 Central Standard Time. That's just gonna be our standard time now. All right, just come around here around 11. All right. And we gonna try to be on time every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 11 Central Standard Time. All right. And so, you know, just bear with your boy. We gonna be here every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 11 Central Standard Time. Until then, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. But do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe. All right. Hit that bell notification. That's the only things I'm asking y'all. All right. Because of the love that y'all have for me, do that for me. And I'm gonna keep giving y'all this great content. All right. I'm gonna do my part. All right. I'm gonna do my part. Just help me out. Like, share, subscribe. Spread the word. I'm trying to tell you. All right. So I appreciate y'all. We gonna get up out of here. Go enjoy the rest of y'all night. Whatever coast you on. If you're on the east, get a good start to Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. You're in the Central like me. We 24 minutes past the midnight hour. So we just now getting into Tuesday. Get some good sleep. You're on the West Coast, Mountain Time. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. All right. Bring your asses back on here tomorrow. All right, night owls. You know what to do. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. All right. Peace and love.
Yeah. Solid Hill TD, yes, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar.